Hey guys, it's Go Skewber, and today I have a very exciting unboxing from the Cubicle. So here is the Monster GO Pyraminx, the YJ Mini 5x5, YJ Mini 3x3. This is a Yushin Panda 2x2, or sorry, Penguin 2x2 for my sister, so I'm not going to open this. This is a QiYi Mastermorphix. As part of the Cubicle sale, they were giving away free non-WCA puzzles with large orders, so I got one of these. Here is the YJ Mini 4x4, the DaYan Megaminx V2, the X-Men Flare 2x2, and finally, the GAN Skewb. Okay, so starting with the Mastermorphix. This puzzle has frosted plastic, and it turns smoothly, although not like a speed cube, but for what it is, it's good enough. And I got this for my dad just since it was free, and he does not have a Mastermorphix, and I think he wants to learn how to solve it. So here is the Monster GO Pyraminx. I'm not expecting much from this since it is not magnetic, but I wanted to give it a shot. So it looks and feels very similar to the GAN Pyraminx, which I have right here. The clicking mechanism is extremely light, and the tips feel a bit stronger. Corner cutting feels a bit worse than the GAN, but I think it does the same amount, it just takes more effort. It's definitely less stable, and I think it would have some locking problems. I couldn't even do that L4E. But the tips actually feel fairly nice, and I'll try to set this up and see if I can get it to be decent. Next is the YJ Mini 3x3. So here's the cube and some accessories. It does not feel like there's much in this box. There's a pamphlet, one of YJ's stands that do not fit together easily at all, and one of these screwdrivers along with some extra magnets. Now these are actually very nice screwdrivers. I find it the best way to tension a Mr. M with glued caps. So these are always good to have around. So the cube is 50 millimeters. It has glossy plastic, and the magnets are a pretty good strength, maybe a little on the weak side. Out of the box, it's kind of hard to control. I'll need to set it up though. I don't think it'll be my main, but it might be good for OH, although it feels a little small. But it's definitely a nice novelty puzzle. I'm going to assume this comes with the same accessories, so I'm not going to get into that. But here is the cube. So I believe this is 56 millimeters, which is the size of a standard 3x3. And if it's not, it's very close to that. The inner layer magnets are much stronger than the outers, which I'm not a huge fan of. This feels like a slightly faster Yusu V2. It's a bit unstable. It's not going to be my main or anything, but for the size and the price, it seems pretty good. And here is the YJ Mini 5x5. Again, it comes with this accessories box, and here is the cube. The outer layer magnets are a bit stronger than the 4x4, and the inner layers feel much more balanced. I'm not sure how big this is. It might also be 56. Looks like maybe 58 millimeters, somewhere around there. Out of the three, this one's my favorite out of the box. I still don't think it will be my main, but it's a really nice puzzle. Now here is the DaYan Megaminx V2. I've heard some pretty good things about this, but I'm also happy with my Yoo-hoo, so we'll see how it is. This also comes with some accessories. Looks like a DaYan bag and a screwdriver. Oh, and an extra set of springs. So this puzzle has, the ridges are sort of a mix between the galaxy and the GAN. The corners are slightly concave, and it also has a border around the whole thing, but not a border around each piece like the galaxy. The magnets are quite strong. Out of the box, I would say it feels most like a GAN. It's very fast and clicky. I don't think this will be my main, but it's definitely a good puzzle, and if you're into Megaminx, I would at least recommend trying it out. Next is the GAN Skewb. This is the enhanced version. I learned from the Pyraminx that GAN's standard puzzles have far too light of magnets for my taste, so I went with the stronger one. So it comes with a GAN bag and a tensioning system similar to the XS. Okay, so the magnets feel, they're a fairly similar strength to the DaYan. Turning is quite a bit lighter. I'm terrible at Skewb, but so far I like this one, and I will probably end up using it just because I haven't used my DaYan for a while, and it kind of died just because everything dried out. So I wouldn't say this is necessarily better, but it's at least comparable to the DaYan, and like the Megaminx, if you like Skewb, I would recommend trying it out. And finally, here is the X-Men Flare 2x2. I've been using the MS for quite a while, and I really like it, and from what I've heard, this is just basically a higher quality version of the MS. The puzzle comes in a nice plastic box similar to the Valk. This is a 51mm puzzle, and it looks like it has black internals. The plastic seems to be similar to the MS, where it's semi-glossy, but not completely. But it definitely has better grip than a fully matte puzzle. Out of the box, the magnet strength is fairly strong. It's definitely faster than the Valk, but at least to me it feels catchier. Although my 2x2 turning is bad and I lock up on just about every cube. If it stays how it is out of the box, I will probably continue using the MS, which currently is quite a bit smoother and I prefer the feel, but this definitely has potential. And I've also heard it has a magnet adjustment system just on one corner, so I need to figure out which corner that is, and I will try to demonstrate it. So it looks like it's currently on the light magnet setting. So the way this adjustment system works is that you can slide the magnets on one corner piece. If they're in to the core, then they don't interact with this pair of magnets, and that makes it feel probably about 25% weaker since only 3 of the 4 pairs of magnets are interacting. And since every turn on a 2x2 interacts with any piece, you only need the system on one piece for it to impact the whole cube. So right now it's on the weakest setting since both of the magnets are inside. So I'm going to start by just putting it on the medium setting, which has one magnet in and the other one out. So there is actually a noticeable difference. So far, this feels even catchier than it was before, and again, that's probably due to the setup out of the box. But I'm going to try the strong setting. So I definitely don't think the tensions are even because some sides feel more magnetized than others, if that makes sense. So I'm definitely going to need to set this up, but I will be back with some thoughts on it. Hey guys, it's been a few days and I'm back with some new thoughts on these puzzles. I'm going to start with the monster GO Pyraminx. While this is not currently a top level puzzle, I think it has potential. It uses a traditional screw and spring design, which I think is superior to the GAN Pyraminx. It's far more adjustable, and in my experience it's more stable. My Monster Go is looser than my GAN and it is still harder to pop. However, there are some issues. The tips click extremely strongly, and fixing it would require sanding down some plastic pieces similar to the Little Magic. I might do this in the future, but I just don't think it's worth it considering the lack of magnets in the rest of the puzzle will prevent it from being comparable to higher end puzzles. However, this mechanism does show potential. If GAN made a Pyraminx with the regular screw and spring design instead of their GES system, I think it could be the best on the market. Next, I'm going to talk about the YJ mini puzzles, although I'm only going to show solves on the 3x3 because I am terrible at big cubes. All of these puzzles are excellent for the size and for the price. I like the performance of all of them, but I think the 4x4 stands out as the best. I get similar times on it compared to my main, although I probably won't switch to it because the Aosu GTS2 is just a bit more comfortable for me to solve on. The 3x3 makes a great travel puzzle, and I'll probably keep it in my car. The 5x5 is a bit unstable, but it is still good for the size. I'm not going to be switching to it, but I will probably solve it occasionally. I'm also going to use this time to talk about the DaYan Megaminx V2. I think I will be using it as my main, mostly because of the light weight. I still prefer the feel of the Yoo-hoo, but the DaYan is so much lighter that it makes it much less tiring to solve, and that's more enjoyable for me. I'm by no means a good Megaminx solver, so take that with a grain of salt, but it's definitely worth checking out. The GAN Skewb is an excellent puzzle. I think the performance is comparable to the Aoyan, but I like the feel much better, which makes me enjoy solving it a lot more. Although I still think the tensioning system is overly complicated, I do like this one better than the one in the Pyraminx, as it's much more customizable. I think most people will be able to find a setting they enjoy. Finally, I'm going to talk about the X-Men Flare. Out of all the puzzles in this video, this was the one I was most excited about and the most disappointed by. Judging by the mechanism, it seems like it would be an improved QiYi MS. However, I find it to be worse. I get a lot of catches on this puzzle that are not present on the MS. This might just be my turning style, but this cube just doesn't work for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.